up number one from last year. What about other areas? So I thought, let's look beyond Egypt, right? If we look at one of the other research centers, you can see here again. So the position is different now. Apologies for that. Saudi Arabia on the right side and King Abdulaziz City for Science and Technology on the left side. You can see again that the research centers are driving a higher focus on SDGs, again, a way to measure impact compared to the overall national average. This highlights again the importance of research centers. So I'm not going to spend too much time. Another example is in Morocco. Same story again. It's about SDG 6, which is clean water and sanitation. And again, this particular research center and Moroccan Foundation for Advanced Science, Innovation and Research are doing way better than the national average. I will not go give you every country's example. This is just to tell you this is not an Egyptian story on its own. The research centers play a key role across all these countries. Now, if we look at the heat map of the national collaboration, so Dr. Abdelmajid, I'm coming to your point about collaboration, so pay attention, please. Because I think there is a role for you to drive that. And you and I discussed that. I think there is something that we can help the research center work much more closely together. We are looking here at the heat map of the National Research Center for Egypt, and you can see here with whom they work, right? Within the country, outside the country. Red color means a strong collaboration, blue color, a little collaboration. What is interesting is probably this slide here, because you can see three things here, three columns. On the left is the collaboration within the community, so with other research centers in the Arab region. In the middle is the collaboration with any organization in the Arab region. And on the right side is the collaboration that they do internationally. So remember, red is a heavy collaboration, blue is very low collaboration. If you pay attention, so ignore don't try to understand what this stands for, just focus on the colors. What do you see? You see a lot of blue colors on the left side, which means that the collaboration between the research themselves, the research centers themselves, is not very strong all the time. It's either very strong because there are a lot of red dots or very low. If you go to the right or all the way in the middle or to the right, you see that the blue colors are there not as many as on the left side, which brings me to the following. Now, this is a very difficult chart to see. The best way for you to view this, it's actually a chart that shows on the column side research centers and in the Arab region, and on horizontally also the same research centers. And each blue dot there, each pixel, is the collaboration between one another. I'm not sure you can see my cursor, but here in the middle, you see a lot of blue dots. That means that these research centers work a lot with each other. And where you have white space, they don't work with each other. To give you an example, you see here the National Research Center in Egypt working with the Egypt Nanotechnology Center, which is another Egyptian research center. When you look at the field-weighted citation impact of this collaboration on the SDGs, it's 2.23. If you look at the National Research Center overall field-weighted citation impact is only 1.3, 1.26. What this means, that research collaboration is elevating the impact of that research that the research is happening. Now, last week I was in Abu Dhabi, or was it 2 weeks ago? Sorry, it was 2 weeks ago. I was in Abu Dhabi at this ECAS conference, and I presented about sustainability for universities. So this chart, let me take you back. This is for research centers. This is for universities. Let me put them next to each other. What I want to show you here is if you look at the universities called inter-collaboration between all the universities attending the conference, most of them from the Arab region, you see a lot of pixels, which means a lot of collaboration. You go to the left side about the Arab research centers, a lot of white spaces. So Dr. Abdelmajid, you have here an evidence that the research centers are not collaborating a lot among themselves in the Arab region. And I think we should stimulate that because we know that collaboration elevates the impact of any research that is being done. With that, I will stop. That's my message basically to you. I hope this was useful. I hope you were able to follow. But if there are questions, we can take them after that. I would like to give you the floor back, Dr. Osman, so that you can maybe announce Isidro for the results. Over to you.
شكرا جزيلا دكتور عيساطي for rich, very informative slides. شكرا جزيلا. Thank you very much. لو سمحتوا لي يعني الآن بالنسبة لنتيجة الإصدار الرابع من التقييم، فبنرحب بالحضور من مؤسسة سايماجو، والكلمة الآن لممثل سايماجو to present. Please, you have the slide and it's already on, and please feel free to start presenting the results of the 4th edition. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this very interesting event. Of course, greetings from Spain to the High Excellency, the Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research, to my colleagues from the Federation of the Arab Region Research Centers, Professor Benamara, good friend, also our Egyptian colleagues, our partners in Elsevier. Thank you for attending this presentation of the 4th edition. We decided not to make a lot of changes because in the sake of comparability, of the stability of the results for this 4th edition, but as you can see from this front slides, there is a major change. We decided no longer use MENA acronym that perhaps is not as good as was intended, and we think it's more representative for the region using the Arab name. So this is the new SCImago Arab ranking. That means that, for example, the website has a new web domain that is easy to remember, SCImagoarab.com. So really everybody can locate it without needing to go to Google. And yes, I mentioned this is the 4th edition. My intention is to split into parts my contribution here. Here is the traditional presentation of the top 10 institutions according to the last edition. I think many of the directors of the research centers are waiting for this. And the second part is more technical, not as deep as the presentation by Dr. Aissati, but trying to focus on the real aims of the ranking, that is not only to rank universities. And I will use the new, really new website that will change completely in order to make more visible, with more easy to interact with the results. I'm going to use this compart for sharing with you the methodology, making a general overview of the methodology and focusing on some of the most specific aspects we are trying to insist on this edition. So going to the results, first of all, I want to transmit you the greetings. Our COO, Professor Felix de Moya, is the person, the founder and the soul of SCImago and all the rankings. You know, we are not developing the ranking for the region. We are also developing rankings for institutions worldwide, for journals, for countries, and so on. So this is an important part of our effort, and of course we are trying to apply our expertise, more than 25 years expertise in this area, to the ranking of the Arab research centers. Well, the top 10 institutions. Perhaps the most interesting one is the real new entry in the top 10. That is our colleagues from Abu Dhabi, the Technology Innovation Institute. Now it's in the top 10 position. It's really a new addition. The other ones are more or less similar to the institutions that consist of previous editions, but there are a few changes in the positions that can be relevant. The ninth is, in this case, King Abdullah city for atomic and renewable energy. You know, sustainability, new energies, and so on are really very relevant, and it's not a surprise. Several atomic and energy-related institutions will be placed in this top in this top list. In the 8th position is our colleagues from the Kuwait Institute for Scientific Research. They are investing in a lot of internationalization. So this is very relevant for us, but from the point of view of not only trying to target international achievements, but also what we call a global approach, trying to solve local issues from a global perspective, but focusing on global issues. This is very relevant, and I think it's a real good strategy for not only our Kuwaiti institutes, but all other ones. The 7th is from our Tunisian colleagues. Again, sustainability is very relevant, and for the region, as Professor Raisati mentioned, agriculture, drought, water, and so on are really top priority for the government. So it's not a strange, the very good position, not only of this agriculture-related institution from Tunisia, but in other cases we will show later. Atomic energy, of course, is 6th position. Atomic energy is a relevant part of the sustainability strategy, not only on the region, you know, worldwide. So it's important, the level of investment in this topic. The Moroccan Foundation for Advanced Science, Innovation and Research is a model of umbrella organization. So in many cases, these large organizations with a lot of resources and covering different aspects of the research issues are, of course, naturally in the top ranks. The 4th is the City of Scientific Research and Technological Application. Again, we are seeing a similar approach, umbrella organization with targeting different problems from this local approach, local issues, local relevant topics to be researched, but from a global perspective, improving cooperation, not only with the rest of the institutions of the region, but also with other organizations outside of the region. The 3rd one is King Abdulaziz for Science and Technology. Perhaps this is the major changes in the top positions, because last edition was in the 2nd position. And now you can discover the effort that some organizations are doing for improving in the rank. And the main strategy here is this networking system. Now, the Agricultural Research Center of Egypt, formerly in the 3rd position, now climbs to the 2nd one because of this effort of not only a central, very hierarchical organization, but a network of organizations that consists of different, very specialized centers combining efforts for a global aim, a global objective. So this is the most important change in the current edition. And of course, there is no surprise when you consider the number 1. The first is still the Egyptian National Research Center. So it's the results not only of the data we collected. This is data that covered the window, the temporal window from 2020 to 2024, but the previous editions were also showing this result, the top position for the National Research Center. Well, as I mentioned before, we decided to move from the MENA acronym to Arab. So now the name of the ranking is really very mnemotechnic, so you can go directly SCImagoarab.com and you have the data. And I'm going to visit the ranking in order to introduce you the new design, and also to make overview of the methodology in order you know how exactly the ranking is built. Here you can see, oh, sorry, I'm going to try to show you the results. Oh, wait a moment, I'm trying to move. Well, I think you can see no, this one is not. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm trying, the ranking can be seen. Okay, I think now it's better. As you can see, we have here the new website split in two parts. I'm going to show you later the top, the head of the website, that is the visualization part. But I'm going to start first with the data, because the data reflects what decisions we took with the help of advisory committee and the people from different organizations. You can see that there is a lot of information in the ranking. This is very important for us. First of all, you can see there is a level system. That means that we are identifying if the organization is a parent organization or is a member of a network. This is relevant because in many cases, especially, for example, in both the cases of National Research Center, of Agricultural Research Centers, we have a lot of individual, more or less autonomous institutions focusing on specific points. So this 0 level is the top level, is indicating that is the parent organization. If you wish to go into detail of the individual research institutions, they are also available because they are also being ranked. And you can see there is an asterisk. The asterisk is marking when you are clicking, you are going to add to these individual members. But the most important part is regarding the distribution of the classification. First of all, we have 2 levels. One level is overall score. You can see is the relative score, a relative indicator. That is the one we use for classification of the institutions. But also you can see the 3 main components here, the 3 main components of the ranking: research score, innovation score, and societal score. And this is very relevant, the word score, because these values are similar to the values we usually provided in other rankings, not raw values, not the individual values, but a global score that can be useful for ranking purposes. And this is part of the objective. But as you can see later, we are splitting the components of each one of these scores. And these components are no longer scores. They are raw values. So they are the numbers, the specific numbers you can obtain for each one of these indicators. For the scores, of course, you need to take into account a research score amounts for 40%, so maximum value is 0.4. The same for innovation, 0.4, 40%, and 20% for society score. So it's pretty easy to see that this can be used for evaluating the different weightings of the different activities of the institutions. But from our point of view, it's even more interesting going into detail of the individual components of these scores. And again, please consider these are raw numbers, numbers you can use for further analysis. And here is the important part of our contribution. We are trying to target not the needs of individual centers, but the global needs of the country or the region. So it's important to publish a lot of papers. Yes, of course. But it's also important to publish a lot of papers, for example, in high-quality publications, in high-quality journals. This is the reason we are counting the publications in Q1 journals. This is very interesting in the region because probably you know the number of the journals produced in the region are in the order of almost 20 to 30 times larger than the number of journals currently being indexed in Scopus. So here is a target. Here clearly is a target for the research centers. They need to improve their local journals, not only trying to publish in international journals, but trying to improve the quality, the internationalization of the local journals. Mentioned by former speakers about topics like innovation. In this case, we are talking about collaboration with industry. This is a very relevant information. Of course, as Mr. Asati mentioned, there is a strong collaboration with universities. Research centers and universities are strongly collaborating in the region, but not so much when you consider in industry. And especially when this cooperation is going to be reflected in patents. The number of patents in the region is not very low when you consider national patenting offices, but it's really very low when you considering international patenting. So again, this is a new target. You can check with the data we are providing. Well, I'm not going to go into detail. There is a lot of aspects relevant, like the presence in social networks, the websites, perhaps many of the, some of the websites should be updated more frequently, should be enriched with more contents. But okay, again, these are targets you can monitor following the results you are seeing in the and of course, the most relevant new thing in this edition is the visualization. Of course, it's very easy to understand how to work with this. We can zoom in a specific region. We can click on individual institutions. But it's very important for me to show you that if you click here, you have access to the previous editions. So this is very important because, again, this is a tool for helping you. And if you wish to monitor the evolution, clearly you need to take to have access to all the data for the previous years in a very visual way. As I promised, you can see here in the system, you can zoom the different areas of the region, and you can click on some of the institutions, and automatically you have access to the individual data. This is very relevant because, again, it's not only numbers, it's not only data from different periods, it's visualization that you can add to your own internal or external reports or to your websites in order to increase the awareness of your performance. Again, you have access of all the data, and also here again, you can extract this graph to show, in this case, the collaboration network with the details in a very visual way of this effort you are doing in the region. There are additional details or all the indicators, as I mentioned before, focusing on the practical aspects of the tool. The tool is not, Professor Esati comments, this is a different ranking than, for example, other university rankings. It's true. Most of the other university rankings are not provide fine detailed information, or even more important, raw data about the indicators they are using. We are trying to do this one. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. Of course, I am now open to answer any question you have, And of course, we will answer questions by email if you decided to contact with us later. Thank you very much.
Isidro, please
Yes.
stay on the website because I forget to mention the board as Dr. Abdelmajid has asked us. If you can go to the board page, so it's so after SCImagoarab.com, you just type in /board.php and we should be able to see that. So in the URL.
Sorry, yeah, in the URL, sorry.
Yeah. Just type in board.php, BOARD, board.php. Yes.
.php. Yes, I understand.
Thank you. All right. So, Dr. Abdelmajid, do you want to talk about this or do you want me to briefly talk about this? Okay, let me do it. It's actually easier. So,
Okay.
Isidro, if you don't mind, I will ask you to scroll if it's okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yes, of course.
So before we talk about the individuals, please go to the website and you can read about all of them. So we have representative, obviously, from different countries, from Kuwait, myself. Isidro, we are missing you and Madame Ola. We need to add you guys both, by the way. So this is not complete yet. We have to be transparent about it. But so please go and check. Obviously, I don't need to introduce Dr. Abdelmajid and others. The objective is to continue improving these rankings together with Isidro, Felix from SCImago, Elsevier, obviously, because we are contributing with data and expertise, and again, sharing our experiences. The ultimate objective is to improve this ranking to make it really an impactful ranking, a ranking that really measures what we should measure, not only what we can measure. Because many times we just do the things that we know are easy to do, but we have to push ourselves to do the more advanced things that are realistic. So we already had the first meeting with the team to discuss about, okay, how can we in 2026 look at the indicators that we have today and see whether we can add, edit, remove maybe some of the indicators with the intention to make this ranking even more outstanding in the sense that it does meet its objectives at the end of the day. We are not saying the model that we have today is perfect. Isidro will tell you because he's actually the ranking guru more than I am, because there is not one single model that is perfect. But we try to provide a model that at least stimulates and drives a behavior that we all want. And the behavior we all want is conduct excellence in research, drive societal and economic impact, make this world a better place, so to say, right? That's what we're all aiming for. And I'm sure some of you will say, are you collecting data from research centers? Are we measuring X? Are we measuring Y? Everything is possible. And we will be looking into what's possible at a scale level because the data might be available in Egypt, but not everywhere else. It might be available in Saudi, but not in other countries. We have to look at a way that is meaningful, that is realistic, that is doable, and yet scalable, not allowing for data shared with us, but we cannot quality assure it, etc., etc. So the intention, again, we have some experts in the fields from different countries contributing because this is not an Egyptian ranking. Everybody will tell you this is an Arab ranking. We were lucky to have obviously the sponsorship from the ministry in Egypt from the very first day. And actually, my hope is that moving forward, it becomes much more, many more other countries in the Arab world actually getting really involved in this and again, push and challenge things. Because at the end of the day, we want to do the right things. Let me pause there and maybe this is the time to take questions or if someone else wants to add anything.
Thank you very much for presenting the results and highlighting the trends and the changes and the new features on the SCImago Arab platform. And of course, congratulations to the winners, all the winners here. And if you allow me, I will pass it to His Excellency Minister Dr. Mohammed Ayman Ashour for comments. معالي الوزير اتفضل.
Thank you, Dr. Hussam. It is not a comment, but I would like to actually congratulate the winners in the beginning, and also I'd like to thank Mr. Agio from SCImago, actually for your new, let's say, approach to develop the
الوزير حضرتك سمعنا ولا؟
Sorry for you didn't hear anything, so it was muted. So once again, I would like, it is not a comment, but I would like to congratulate actually the winners in the. Also, I'm appreciating actually the role of SCImago and the presentation from both, from Dr. Aysati, from Sabir, and the presentation from Agio. Thank you very much for your presentation and for SCImago really developing the system towards a practical research and how to link the research with the need of industry and also the patents, which is very important actually the innovation in the ranking of the research center. Appreciating your role and my also congratulations to all the centers, the winners I mean in this year, and I do believe that the next one in 2026 a new approach also will appear. Especially I have noticed that each year I surprise with a new look for the SCImago ranking. Best wishes for all of you and for the board also you presented. Would like to thank all of them. Thank you, sir. Looking forward for more and more with SCImago next year, inshallah.
شكرا جزيلا معالي الوزير. Like if you have like for all the attendees, if you have questions to SCImago or you need to ask about any feature on the platform, please feel free. Okay, so I believe all are happy with the results and they are satisfied with the meeting so far. دكتور عبد المجيد معاليك تحب تعلق؟
ألف مبروك لكل المراكز البحثية المتألقة في هذا التصنيف. أنا أعتقد أنه حتى بنظرة بسيطة على الأرقام متقاربة جدا، بعض الفواصل تفرق بعض المراكز. أنا أعتبر نفسي في حضرة أفضل المراكز العربية كلها في مراتب متشابهة أو متقاربة جدا، فألف مبروك لكل الفائزين وإن شاء الله في السنة القادمة إن شاء الله، وشكرا
جزيلا لحضرتك. وطبعا بنهني جميع المراكز، ويمكن تهنئة خاصة للدكتورة منى لأنها يمكن أكتر واحدة expressed so much happiness with the results. بالتوفيق للمدينة دايما. وطبعا بنهني المركز القومي للبحوث على المركز الأول، وبنتمنى التوفيق لجميع المراكز البحثية والمعاهد والهيئات البحثية العربية في جميع المنطقة. وإن شاء الله كلنا بنستهدف اقتصاد المعرفة وبنستهدف دور كبير للبحث العلمي محرك ابتكاري للتنمية الاقتصادية في جميع الدول العربية. فبنهني الفائزين مرة تانية وبنشكر حضراتكم. معالي الوزير لو معاليك تحب تقول تعليق أخير.
يمكن التعليق الأخير باللغة العربية، حابب ان انا اهني جميع الحقيقه الزملاء الحضور النهارده، المراكز البحثيه، ممثلين المراكز البحثيه سواء في مصر او في العالم العربي. والبرزنتيشن الحقيقه اللي عرضها الدكتور ايساتي مهمه جدا، والكولابريشن. انا بشكرك جدا يا دكتور ايساتي على الاناليسيز اللي انا متعود دايما ان الحقيقه السفير بيعملها، الداتا اناليسيز اللي بتتقدم وقد ايه الدروس المستفاده من البرزنتيشن بتاعتك. وانا متهيألي الاضافه، لان برضه دي كانت السنه اللي فاتت في عرضك، وسايماجو ابتدت تاخد الاوت كام ده علشان تقدر السنه دي تضيف الابتكار، الكولابوريشن، كل الاكتيفيتيز اللي احنا شفناها في تطوير الويب سايت بتاع سايماجو. فيعني اتمنى كل التوفيق للزملاء اللي فايزين وكل المراكز البحثيه، وان شاء الله يبقى في افضل وافضل في العام القادم. شكرا.
شكرا جزيلا معاليك، واسمحوا لي ان ننهي اللقاء بتهنئة جميع الفائزين وجميع الحضور وشكرهم على التواجد معنا النهارده. شكرا جزيلا and many thanks of course to Elsevier and SCImago for the continuous strategic support every year, and we are waiting for inshallah the 5th edition 2026. شكرا جزيلا، مع السلامة. Okay, we have a group photo now. Thank you. شكرا جزيلا.